Alright, we're back. And I think I have finally fixed the text-to-speech, so I think Sparky's working properly now. So yeah, alright. So we are doing Return of the Great Departed Soul, Trial Part 1, and where we're picking up from is we just finished the investigation. And... oh yeah, so the investigation was... basically we're defending this guy whose invention may have killed somebody. Yeah. But the body was found across the way, so did his invention actually work? I don't know. Only one way to find out. Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on just a second. Okay. Let's go. Okay. All right. 23rd of October, 8:52 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. We've got our nervous guy again, Dr. Hairbrain. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity. Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure? I think it's probably all in the mind. Ah, yes, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life. To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public. Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail. I hope so. My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with the most tiresome case here. Ooh, who is it? Oh, it's Mr. Shams. I didn't expect to see you here. That was very mean, Runo, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him. Hi, Soyu. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're about to start the trial part 1 of our latest case. Is it? Are you? Herlock Shams!
Indeed, sir, I am he.
Herlock Shams. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany. Ah, yes. Ranced magazine is on sale in Germany, too. This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction...
Do I work now?
Yes, you do. I fixed it. Yay! Yeah, it took me a little bit to figure out the problem, but I fixed it. Your deduction in the adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful.
Ah, yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall.
What was the problem? Oh, so basically when I restart the TTS program, it doesn't save the actual name of the redeem. It like just always reverted back to the default, and it's on like a different tab of the application, so I didn't even like notice it immediately until I started going through all the tabs, and then I saw that it had reverted back to like the default name of the TTS redeem. I changed it to Sparky TTS, so yeah. Anyway, after I fixed that, it started working again. Always something. No, that was the speckled band. Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support. But how are you doing, Soyu?
Sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay.
Oh.
I have urgent business at Madame Taspel's.
You mean your waxwork job? Running away? Oh no! Oh yeah, that's right. And there was also like the whole wax museum part of the investigation, which I'm guessing it's gonna become related later. We'll see.
No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services.
Ah, so you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you? I mean, you got to go to eventually most slowly putting it while we're... Okay. Ah, so you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you?
The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention.
Oh, well, never mind then. I understand.
Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie.
Ah, I see. Naruhodo. Okay. Yeah. Bit by bit is always like a good way to get things done. Tasks and big items can always seem overwhelming as a whole, but if you can break things down a little bit, then yeah, that helps.
I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I have no money to afford a pie of any description.
No, it's due in 5 days. Well, I mean, whatever helps you get started. Oh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley. Yeah, they're gonna get kicked out of their apartment. Somehow, like, Herlock Sholmes ran out of money? I don't know how that happened.
Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know.
Is it?
Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say.
Because he's a scam. Yeah, maybe the general public finally wised up that he's just like a lot of hot air. He definitely, yeah, his deductions are always so sus. But I guess his inventions are good. Mostly. Oh, yes, quite, definitely, absolutely. I totally understand. Is someone a little starstruck?
I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain.
2,000 words. Oof, that's a lot. I guess make an outline and then break it down. Yeah. I guess that's what I would do. But I'm sure you know how to do it. You don't need my advice. Why, thank you.
Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please.
You are. Okay, yeah, of course. What's this about?
As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you.
Isn't inventing expensive anyway? That is true. I guess if he needs to finance all his inventions, it's gonna cost a lot, so yeah.
As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition is quite impossible.
But the professor said the demonstration was a success.
Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Bruno. And I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree?
But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding, in fact, succeed? That's contradictory.
And it's that contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial, I have no doubt.
What's that supposed to mean?
Now I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley.
He's like, ta-ta.
Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Bruno. But chin up, you can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris?
No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
I see.
It's gonna be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is.
That sounds ominous. It does sound quite ominous. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom at once.
Oh, we're on our way.
Let's go.
An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed.
And a scientist who's convinced that it did.
That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case.
Alright then. Was it ever confirmed that the spheres on Iris's head are hair or extra storage? That is a good question. I haven't actually heard it brought up at all yet, so I am curious if she keeps anything in there. So far, I have not seen any evidence one way or the other.
Alright, 23rd of October, 9:10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom.
Oh no, do we have some of the same jurors again? Alright. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready, my lord.
He's so nervous.
I'm 6 months out of practice. And what's more... Oh no! I'm without Susato-san today. Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
So, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well, Mr. Odi Asman. Mr. Asman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities. It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom. Hi Winter Nick, thank you so much for the redeem. I'm good. I'm trying to beat the heat here. It's so hot and humid. How are you doing?
But 2 days ago, on the 21st of October, Mr. Asman met his end. The work of the Reaper wasn't.
Batman has no words.
If if that's how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Asman's death.
Just waking up, going to make breakfast. Yeah, get some food. Get some coffee or tea or whatever you drink in the morning. I'm a coffee drinker.
Was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Harebrain. Very well then.
Ah, it finally cooled down. That's so nice. I'm jealous. It's hot here. Not as hot as yesterday, but it was still like, I think like 32, 33? Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty? I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
To have a man's fate the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
Ooh, we got a magician. Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials, all are nothing more than performances. Any spurious scholar that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang.
Oh, hey, it's corn. Nice. We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it? And a random policeman who is sleeping. Thunderstorms brewing, so hopefully it won't knock out the power. Yeah. No power loss. That's always bad, especially when it's hot, because then you don't have AC and it's like, oh, so miserable.
Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all.
And Naruhodo-san is shocked at the jury. That's the police killer otter mole lookalike again. Oh, that's right. The guy from the wax museum that was asleep in the wax museum, right? And he's exhausted as ever, it seems.
Now, as I'm sure you are all aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening.
Oh no, you don't have AC here. Yeah, that would be so rough. Oh my goodness. Whew. Hopefully it stays cooled off then.
Though the death toll could have been far worse. With the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators. A tragic turn of events, and as such, the eyes of all London, no, the whole world, will be on this trial.
Yeah, no pressure.
It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel.
Oh, oops, I have my Beat Saber chat still on. Hold on. Let me fix that. Hello, Beat Saber chat, please turn off. Okay. Alright, I fixed it. Pretend you didn't see that. Can I delete this one? I think so. Delete it. Alright. Ahem.
So, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Zieks. At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in this world. One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage. The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. Good lord.
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity.
and beam them instantly to another location where they're subsequently reassembled. Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility? Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity. My goodness, how shocking.
The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny. Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field. I am. My word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock.
So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
Batman, what do you got to say about this?
The prosecution would assert that the accused's instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success.
What?
What?
Oh my goodness, I didn't expect that.
Order! Order! The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asmat's life in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant.
But... And they used to be friends too, Van Zieks and the accused. So I don't know what's going on.
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
No.
Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims. Gladly, my lord.
Oh wow, he like threw his cape and everything.
Bailiff, show the first witnesses to the stand.
Who could it be?
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Hi Matthew Preston. Hello, I have no idea what's going on, but it's very dramatic. Yes. Okay, so what happened was the guy with the big blonde hair is a scientist and he's on trial for killing a guy who he was trying to like beam to a different location with his like new invention. But the guy was also a criminal. And so it was kind of mysterious that he died. And then this guy, the prosecutor, is actually like a former friend of the accused. And we're defending the accused. And a bunch of people are saying like that his invention is actually not even possible, that it couldn't have actually worked. So yeah, that's what's going on. All right.
Yes, sir.
This guy is a local policeman.
Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation.
He's very nervous, the scientist.
Albert Harebrain, scientist.
You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
And I like to call him Batman. And I give him a Batman voice.
Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery, which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition.
Yeah, what you demonstrated was incredible, all right. An incredible explosion.
But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was the terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success.
Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensic investigation team. Oh, we got a picture. Here he is. This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it? The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less. That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it.
Interesting. I hope we're gonna get to take a look at that picture a little more later.
I see. Very well, submit the photograph as evidence.
Alright, photograph of the victim. A photographic print of the victim taken after he had ostensibly been beamed to the Crystal Tower. It shows an apparent stab wound to the chest. Interesting.
As the courts heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Asman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see. So, to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly. But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration?
That's right. That must be it. My splendid machine. My poor splendid machine.
You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
The wreckage? The wreckage?
But that being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon? Isn't that right, witness?
What? Sorry? Me?
No, your neighbor.
Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
You just thought of something evil. Like what?
今から日本語だけ。
いや、本当ですか？今か、OK。OK。5分だけの間、日本語で翻訳してみたい。何？どうやって考えるの？
ありがとうございます、インスペクトー。
今から、I don't know how to say formal testimony.
テストモニー行きましょう。
コートに説明して、どうやって、Oh my god、難しすぎる。Oh my god。いや、楽しくないよ。The options I don't know. No, back. Yeah. Back. Okay. どうやって、そう、この実験は、殺人の、いやー、できない。ごめんね。どうや、OK。OK。頑張ります。そう。殺人の、偽物？ No、偽物じゃない。偽物 is fake。やべえ。
クリスタルタワーの途中の下へ首が潜った。頑張ります。
いや少しだけ間違い
ビームのエングルの間違いだけでしょ。それは私の間違いでしょ。
でもさ
下へのどうやってなんだっけお前が他の怪我があった。フェラは何というの？重い怪我。胸の中に怪我があって、すごくシャープは何というの？そうシャープのものが心臓から真ん中刺した。そう、被害者は行く前に殺された。そしてこのやつだけでやるでしょ。よかった、1分だけ残る。わあ、珍しい。首が変わった以外、被害者は心臓で刺したの？いや、この情報は本当にジャッジ以外から聞かされたかった。もう終わったの？いやー、もう30秒。わあ、この語彙が本当に日常会話じゃないから本当に苦しいよ。でも大丈夫。コーナーは日本語で何という？ちょっと待って。いやちょっと待って。コーナー。検視官はコーナー。OK。そう、実は、いや、被害者は2回殺された。Okay, it's over. Thank God. Thank you for the redeem, Soyu, but oh my god, that was also very cruel. It's so hard for me to translate. I don't know any of these words. It's good practice though. No, you can't do it again. I mean, you can if you want. It's just be very painful. So I will ask that you don't, but you can if you want. Alright.
No, and no, that couldn't be further from the truth.
I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. Alright, here we have the victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. I'm impressed that this guy actually agreed to some crazy plan like this. To the second level of the Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away. I think I have a cooldown on it, don't I? I might. I thought I had some restrictions, but I'm not sure.
The experiment did not go according to plan, however.
Oh no.
As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended.
Oh no!
Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in midair, from where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window.
Ah, yokatta.
My word. One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then?
I am so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you. No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Yeah, what happened with that? This seems like the actual murder.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record. Your request is granted, counsel.
Alright, the autopsy report has been entered into the court record. The autopsy report of the victim, Mr. Asman. His neck was broken from the impact of a violent fall, and he was stabbed in the chest with a sharp object. Alright, I actually want to take a look at some of these items, maybe.
I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Asman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
Really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. Alright, first let's look at the court record. I want to check it out. What do we got here? Alright, we have the newspaper, which I think we looked at already. Ooh, we have this experiment sketch. What do we have here? We can look at it with a magnifying glass. Is there anything? No. Is this it? Is this it? This might be it. Is there anything here I'm missing? Maybe not. Alright. We have this mysterious contraption, which I'm not sure what it is. I can't find anything out of place. Really, what about it over here? Can't find anything out of place. Can we turn it? We can. What about here? Can't find anything out of place. This looks like a crossbow, doesn't it? Like something you might shoot someone in the heart with. Just saying. Aha. Ah, there's some sort of lever here. Uh-huh. Exactly. What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun. Yeah, it's called a crossbow, buddy. I think it's probably used for the same thing, too. Aha, now it's a crossbow, yeah. The details of the crossbow have been updated in the court record. A weapon found hidden behind a tree under the experimentation stage at the exhibition grounds. It turns out that it's a folding crossbow. Dramatic. Okay, now can I get any more info? This groove here must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose. So I was right. It's a sort of bow with an automatic firing mechanism. This would be perfect for someone who, like me, who catches his ear with the bowstring 2 times out of 3. In fact, if I'd had one of these, maybe I could have beaten Kazuma in Kyudo archery training. Minato, Peru. What if it's named Cross Gun? It could have been, but no. Alright, I think is this done? Is there anything here? Let me check it. Nothing suspicious. So maybe that's it. Okay. Alright, we looked at this one. Let's look at this. What do we got? Can't find anything out of place. Alright, really? Is this it? Can I turn it over? Okay, what about the back side? Ah, it looks like layers of thick canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before. Also, hi Minato Aparu. But applying Mr. Sholmes' method, you might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Or maybe not. Minato. Not Minato. Minato is a city in Tokyo. Hi Dojan! How are you doing? Hello. How's Sunday? Alright, I think this is good. Let's look at this. The photograph of the victim. Ooh, alright, what do we got here? Oh, okay. So we don't have anything we can like investigate. It looked like I was having a collab with Naruhodo. I talk at him, but you know what? That guy doesn't really talk back to me much. What do we got? Okay. There's really nothing I can zoom in on that's interesting, but we see that he's been stabbed. Okay. He looks very peaceful for having such a violent accident. Alright, and then we gotta look at the autopsy report. Victim details. Alright, so the coroner is Courtney Scythe. Details of the victim: Odie Asman, age 47, British, died around 220. Cause of death: hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. So basically a crossbow, maybe? Additional observations: a broken vertebra, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. Okay, but that was not the cause of death. The cause of death was he was stabbed in the heart, but where's the arrow? All right, that's all we got. Okay, I think that's it. We can go back. All right, what do we got here? I need to focus here. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be by myself, so I have to definitely like do my best. Hi, hopeless salaryman. How are you doing? We're doing the trial part 1 of this new case. All right, let's see. We're defending a crazy scientist. All right, what do we got? Affront for murder.
The corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck.
All right, so my policy is always just press everything, right?
Hold it!
And we'll see what happens.
Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height? Exactly. Which highlights something else about this whole rum business.
What's that?
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
Ah!
After the explosion, the cage with the felon inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair. So, although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
I see. Yeah, kinesis. It's like Latin for moving, I think.
Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster?
Alright, let's see.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection. That's all. That was my mistake.
Hold it!
Hold it! So, the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself, personally?
Absolutely. That calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out.
Yeah, only you got it wrong, didn't ya?
Yes, that's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake.
I mean, it looked like he was just pointing it. It didn't really look like a calculation, but okay. Yes. That sounds like a very scientific definition of it. Yeah.
Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it.
I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened.
I mean, it didn't look like it was very far, to be honest, but okay. Obviously, then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Asman was wearing at the time, I suppose.
Crackling comets. The answer should have been 3.
3? So much for safety first. The 3 must have been for safety third.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. Alright.
Hold it.
Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it?
My calculations are perfect. Scribbles down. 5 minus 3 equals 3 star. 2 right.
Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well.
But you're saying that's not the case.
You'll get your answer once I finish my fish and chips. If you don't keep butting in every few seconds.
Oh yeah, this guy constantly eats his fish and chips in every single case. He's had them in like many cases and he's still eating them. Hi Erlingshen. How are you? Hello. Welcome to Sunday. We're doing the trial. Yeah.
But we all know that's a bottomless bag.
Yeah, bottomless. Yeah. Basically, the fish and chips are never empty. Just taking the entire month off. Really? Oh my god. That sounds so nice. I'm so jealous. People with like actual good vacation schemes. Sorry.
The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death. Right, that's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it?
Oh no, he squished the fish and chips.
Alright. There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart.
Hold it.
You still have to take another month sometime before the end of the year? Oh my god. Wow, you know. I'm going on vacation in August, but I'm taking like 3.5 weeks to go to the US, but I'm gonna be working for a week of it and then taking 2.5 weeks off. But it's like all of my vacation for the year, and I can't even, and I have no sick days, so I can't even get sick. Yeah. New overtime rules are awesome. Oh man. Yeah, maybe I chose the wrong country.
The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. Prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
Hi Hex, thank you for the redeem. If it didn't work, let me know. I can't see the OBS stuff right now. Too many windows open. And only one monitor. Sarcastic and insincere. Thanks. So, what was the nature of this sharp object?
Among the accused's tools that were in use at the demonstration, one is of particular interest. This.
Oh, I think didn't we see another tool like that at the site of the investigation? I think we did.
Ah, yes. That would appear to be some kind of screwdriver, wouldn't it?
If you do Japanese, would I dub? I tried earlier. It was so hard though. You can redeem it if you want, and I will try my best, but it's gonna be it's gonna be hard.
There he is. My trusty little companion. Andrew.
Yeah, losing things left and right. Andrew. Of course.
Do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends. Like all my tools. I've named them all, you know. We're one big
今から
happy
日
family.
本語だけ。
ミントはペルI'm sorry 本当にI'm sorry ではないと思うOK 今は一緒にすごく大きい幸せな家族ですよ頑張りますアンドルーは私のフラットヘッドスクルードライバーもちろん弟マイクルはクロスヘッド大好きなアンドルーは、赤いステインは何というのわかんない棒のつけて赤いステインがあると見ましたあ、それはチもちろんI don't know how to say beyond all reasonable doubt Maybe you can say like I forget the grammar point 文法ポイントを忘れたごめんなさいいやそれだけじゃないその長いごめん What is he sharp? シャープ本当ですか鋭いいやその長い鋭いシェイプ形このアンドルは全く被害者の怪我と同じですよ大丈夫わみんながびっくりしたオーダーそれは英語だけと思う実はコートは何というのちょっと待ってコート裁判所裁判所はコートOK あれヘルベンのスクルードライバーアンルと呼ぶC があるしそして形は被害者と怪我は同じやべえレディームしてくれてありがとうございますそういうそしてプロフェッサーヘアブリンの道具は殺人の武器殺人武器ハックスレディームしてくれてありがとうございますやばいそして行く前に被害者は殺されたそしてこのやつだけやることができるかもいや Wow, the translation is so bad. Oh my god. Oh no, I forgot to press. In my like プラス忘れてた。ごめん。いや、OK。もう一度 いやー、リピートしなければならない。あ、いやいや。OK。残念。残念。テストモニーはなんていうの？ちょっと待って。テストモニー。あ、証言。その証言だけか。だけあるか。OK。あれだけ？いやいや。OK。スタブは刺したかも。刺された。ああ、OK。被害者は刺されたのは全く分かんなかった。はあ、今、全部壊れ。Wait! なんで why did it repeat? It shouldn't be repeating. Okay, I think 5 minutes are done. I don't know why it reset. Yeah. I'll see if I can turn it off. ちょっと待って。Okay. Can I stop it? How to stop? I don't know. We just have to wait and see if it fixes itself. Oh, I'm gonna have to do the cross-examination again. Okay. Because I didn't press the last statement. Dang it. I was in my like haste of trying to translate. Oh well. Did Van Zieks keep that to himself until now on purpose? To gain the advantage?
Ebichi Psycho des ni. Ko ga hopper ga okiru hodo o ishi to yukoto ka to omoi.
What? What? Oh, Hopeless Salaryman, thank you for the redeem. Hold on, let me, oh no! Blurb. Oh, Relation, thank you for the blurb. It's not pickle this time. Are you tired of the pickle? Alright, let me do the redeem for Hopeless Salaryman. Hold on. But yeah, thank you, Minto Peru, for the Japanese redeem. Alright. Ara ara. Okay, I hope that was good. Like crack cocaine. Sparker is having some shrimp chips this time. Nice. Or corn. Always corn. One of the jurors is eating corn. In this case, I'm excited for that. Oh well, I suppose all I can do is press these witnesses for as much new information as possible. Alright, so I know we gotta do number 5, so I'm just gonna go through these until I get to number 5. The last one! If you type in another language with Sparky, speak it. エビチップ最高ですね。これがペンが落ちるほど美味しいということかと思い。Sometimes you can try it. Is it safe for you to Google what arara means? Yeah, it should be fine. Basically, it really just means like the literal meaning is like kind of how to explain it. It's like like I see, or like there it is, or something kind of like so like oh yeah like oh my. I feel like in the English speaking world it has definitely been kind of made more into like a like so yeah, like oh my, that kind of expression. But in Japanese, like you can say like arara like without it being like anything too crazy. But it is also like an anime trope that has been like become quite popular now. Yeah. Alright, let's do the last one. Number 5. Okay, this is the one we're gonna do. He's the only one who could have done it. Or is he? But yeah, it should be safe. Yes, exactly. It's become like the signature One-san or Ojo-sama phrase.
What grounds do you have for saying that?
ですわ routine when? なんで? Is this one the new ara?
Ha! Do you really need to ask? There were only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in front of the whole crowd. The victim, Mr. Odie Asman, and the accused, Professor Harebrain. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive.
No, just speak Valley Girl and add deswa at the end of each sentence like a proper Ojo-sama. Like, oh my god, deswa. Oh, it fixed itself? Okay, good. Like, for real. I don't know, I could probably do a pretty good Valley Girl accent.
That's right, I saw him with my own eyes.
I've actually been watching, I just started watching earlier today, or no, yesterday. There's a new anime called Ooku, and it's quite interesting. There's like a famous manga series like based on, it's based on, and it's like kind of I can give the basic premise. The story is that there is, like in Tokugawa shogunate era, there was like a plague, and it like killed like 80% of men. And then like women had to take over all of the jobs and stuff, and they started a plague, like a disease. And so then a woman became the shogun. And then back in that day, the shogun used to keep like a private area of Edo-jo, the Edo castle, that had like a bunch of women that were there to, you know, serve his needs. And they were actually all kind of like locked in, and there's like no men allowed, and only the shogun can go in. So, but now it's like swapped. So it's like a bunch of men living in this Ooku, and on the shogun has become like a woman. And it's kind of about how like there's a lot of interesting things about gender roles, and because it wasn't like things had always been that way, it was like things had changed like a couple of generations back. So it's there's a lot of like interesting topics that come up. So far I really like it, and the way they did the anime, the language is not so hard to understand. Like sometimes I've seen like period dramas and like I cannot understand what they're saying at all. But they managed to actually make it like not too court languagey, so it's like pretty good. They have some of like the samurai style of speaking, and so if you understand like kind of samurai style of speaking, it'll be good enough. So Benji Edomae Erufu. Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. Is it good? Would you recommend? What is Shrine Maiden tending to a shut-in otaku elf? It's very comfy. Okay. I will make a note. Let's see. Okay, note making. No. Note has been made. English hard.
Following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
In other words,
GSN Shang Jurge GMU.
did it work?
No, getto. In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have done it.
Ooh, uh-oh. What do we got going on here? It didn't really work. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Ooh, drama.
Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here?
I'm guessing yes.
Professor! Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body.
And the witness stand is the best place for that? It seemed as though you might have something to say. About Inspector Gregson's last remark?
Yes, that's right, of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
I don't know, but there's no way I could have possibly stabbed Mr. Asman, as you say.
Eh? Explain, please, Professor.
Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins.
I had heard.
Then surely you see. If I'd plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool.
She ideographic period. She ideographic period. She ideographic period.
What?
She ideographic period.
What?
She ideographic period. She
Why is it?
ideographic period.
Ideographic period.
Ideographic period.
I'll just wait for this to finish.
Ideographic period.
Sparky, this is not acceptable.
Ideographic period. Ideographic period.
Okay, I think that's the end. No, you're not. She. A geographic period. What? Whatever that is.
But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood.
That's true. There was no, like, blood on the platform. Well, no, I suppose not.
You see? Not one.
True, I didn't see anything like that. He's doing experiments at the jury, in the jury box. Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. Drama. Order.
Oh, I'm gonna get my notes. Hold on. I gotta get my notes. Or should we make a new... This is a new case, so I'm gonna start making new notes about the broken glasses and such. I got some paper and notes out for it, though.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friends. Adducing? I don't know this word. I don't know this word in English. What is this word? Adduce. Cite as evidence. Okay. Got it.
Adduce.
All right, adduce. You learn something every day. Yeah, I don't know this word, but now I do.
All right. Here's to you, Albert.
Oh, you're too kind, Barrick. I'm not really a patch on you.
Yep. All right. Broken glass count 1. Let me write it down. Broken glasses 1.
No, you're not.
No?
You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
I don't think he did. I think he just held it up and toasted the accused and then threw it into the lamp.
I have?
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound. What if he was already dead? Oh, of course. Inspector, enlighten the court, please.
Yes, sir.
Where are they going with this?
Very well. You will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson. Alright. The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed through the air. Okay.
Hold it!
Press. Why would you think that, Inspector?
With any wound, it's only when you pull the weapon out that profuse bleeding occurs. Whilst it's still lodged in the body, it acts as a stopper of sorts, for want of a better word.
Oh, that's true. I guess that could have happened too.
I see.
You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator.
Oh, we should look at the. Let's look at the screwdriver. Forgot to do that. Let's look here. What do we got? What do we got? This is blood. Mr. Osmond's, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. That's it? Anything else? I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. Yeah, didn't we see it when we were like up on the stage looking at the equipment and then we got chased away? It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor of the kinesis machine. Yeah, which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. Yeah, isn't it like an ice pick? It looks like it. I guess it's like a flathead screwdriver. Alright, a metal screwdriver that was found poking through the grill in the base of what remains of the kinesis machine. It has a very distinctive handle. Alright, I think that's it. I don't see anything else here. So, alright. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ugh, where's Susato-san when you need her?
If you ask me, this bloke masked what he was doing from the view with his body before stabbing Asmon in the chest.
Alright, so we know that it was still in the grill of the machine, so it couldn't have been left in the body. We should like present it, I think.
Then he beamed the victim off the stage with his fancy device, the screwdriver still where he planted it.
I think can we present it? Maybe. No, we can't right now. Okay. I think we have to wait. Isn't it? Yeah.
I would never do such a thing. Not to my precious tools. I would never use them for such dirty work. You only use tools for their intended purpose. That's common knowledge for any scientist.
The fact remains, the lack of blood at the scene can be easily explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated.
No, but we know that it wasn't stuck in him. So, yeah, okay. I think we have to go back to the last statement again and then present the screwdriver? I think so. Let's do that.
Alright, did Van Zieks keep that to himself until now on purpose to gain the advantage?
I don't think he did, because didn't he just say that he only found out this morning and he wasn't able to tell them? That's what he said. Who knows if that's actually true or not, though? Oh well, I suppose all I can do is press these witnesses for as much new information as possible. Alright, so let's go back to like the last, yeah, let's go to the last statement and then present Yes, 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 yes. Blah, blah, blah. One more. Alright, this is the last one. Aha! Must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed through the air. No! I don't think that's true. Because we have this one.
Objection!
Objection! You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal?
Look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding. It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world.
Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage.
What?
It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me.
Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Now you come to mention it, yes.
Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? That you contravened the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act?
No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. I was very clear. He wasn't to touch a thing. Yes, that's true. The screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it? What are you getting at? If this tool had still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage. That's right. It should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Asman. Whoa, look at that. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest. Wow. Wait, why is he mad? I don't understand. Like, doesn't he want justice? Or does he? Is there something sus going on?
Order! Order! How do you explain this, Inspector?
I don't... It looks as though everything the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. How many fries has... I mean, I feel like how many fries have been like smashed every time he like squeezes his arm? He's like, his whole arm like comes up and he like squeezes with his hand, smushes all the fish and chips. It must be disgusting in there. Or maybe it regenerates, I don't know. If the screwdriver is still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred. Fish and mashed potatoes. Exactly. Obviously, that should have been beamed to the destination as well. You. This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it did actually take place. Alright, time to tighten the screws here. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Yes, tighten the screws. That was quite clever. Lord Van Zieks is stumped. Oh my god, what? Wait, what's going on? What?
Do you have something to say, witness?
Yes, I knew it. I knew it. It bears out. The equations hold. Mr. Naruhodo, don't worry.
In Britain, we treat our fish and chips with more respect than that. You would think so. I mean, even if they're like infinitely regenerating, it still seems like such a waste. Sorry, just having a little water here.
About what?
Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency.
What?
Even if Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Asman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations.
Oh no. What? Oh no. The back breaking. No. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna put bottle breaking. Hold on. Bottle broken. Count 1. Is this dude trying to win or not? Good question. Sometimes I feel like they don't have their own best interests at heart.
It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Clearly, we should hear the accused's explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation?
Yeah, you're not doing yourself any favors, buddy.
Just when I'd found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument.
Scientists. Hey now, I take that personally.
Very well. The defendant will testify again. Provide us with the scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold.
In the name of Apollo, I will, my lord.
Wait, why in the name of Apollo? It's so random. Alright, what do we got here? Witness testimony. The inconsistency explained.
To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states the kinesis cannot transport metal, though, hence the metal weapon would have stayed put. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruhodo isn't an inconsistency at all.
Wait, if it can't transport metal, then how did the whole like birdcage thing move? So confusing.
Mr. Asman was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machine that we built together.
Everyone's like, okay. Even the judge. Oh, the judge's hair is like, still like, okay, he fixed it.
So, the thrust of your testimony...
Nya, 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 nya.
Nya, 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 nya.
Professor, is...
that based upon his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis.
In other words...
Yeah, it did work. Sometimes it works. I feel like maybe it's better at some languages than others. I'm not sure. It's a good question though. You can also set it to a particular language, but I have it set to English. So, I think it might be because this is just like hiragana, so it might struggle more with kanji characters because they can be read different ways in like different languages. So that's my guess. But I'm not sure. I can set it to Japanese though, and then it can like properly read Japanese, but then it can't really read English very well, I think. So I have it just set to English as a default.
In other words, since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it remained lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on the stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency. And therefore...
Wait a second. I think we need to look at the picture again. Because I thought our guy was like wearing glasses and he also had like a belt buckle. I think he was wearing metal. So I think this is not real. and we can present the evidence. Well, we have to take a look and make sure. Let's take a look. Here. Yeah, look, is this metal? It might be. Or this might be wood. This looks like metal. This is definitely metal. Okay, these are lies. This is a lie. Okay, they can't trick me. I remembered he was wearing glasses.
And therefore, Professor Albert Harebrain could still have been the killer.
Yeah.
My great hypothesis holds, you see?
It's not a monocle though, right? Because a monocle is one. Yeah, he's got it's two. I think it's they call it a pince nez. I don't know how to say it. The word. I think it's like something like that. It means like pinch your nose in French. But it's the style of glasses that's like held on by pinching like the nose. Is that the right spelling? I'm gonna look now. Oh, it is. Okay, thank goodness. I remembered. Yeah. You know, this dance reminds me of our crazy, like, there was the actor, the Shakespearean actor in the previous case. He also did a crazy dance like this. I feel like they reused some of the animations.
My great hypothesis holds, you see?
Shamspeare, yeah, that's right. That guy had a great name.
We had to make the cage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason.
I was not addressing you, witness.
Professor Harebrain.
Yes?
Whose side are you on here? Yeah, seriously, dude. Seriously, dude.
Yeah, I don't take sides, Mr. Naruhodo. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I'm a scientist after all.
Dude, my job's to, like, not get you killed, buddy. Yeah, is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nipponese friend.
Yes, fire away, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright, let's see. Let's look at this testimony here. What do you got? Cross-examination time. The inconsistency explained.
To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research.
Alright, I think not this one. We can press him though. And let's see. We gotta press everything and we'll see. And yet, your retort to my argument wasn't lacking in confidence in any way.
No scientist can find the truth without first finding self-belief.
Okay.
Those were the words of a certain scientist I hold in the very highest esteem.
But you realize that disproving my argument puts you in a very precarious position, don't you?
No scientist should strive to protect himself more than he strives to protect the truth. More words of the same great scientist, you know?
Words that are causing me a lot of trouble. Who is this scientist?
I'm afraid I couldn't tell you, Mr. Naruhodo. But as soon as I remember the magnificent genius's name, you'll be the first to know.
It might be worth keeping the names of your idols to mind.
You're wasting your breath, my learned friend. This scatterbrain even forgets my name at times.
So Lord Van Zieks really did have a friend once, but I didn't notice hell freezing over. Yeah, he said that like Lord Van Zieks used to be nice. But then he was like transformed by an incident that happened when one of his family members was killed. On the way to the opera? Maybe? Batman? Alright. My hypothesis. Okay, this is the one. So let's present the picture. Yeah. Objection! Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis... Oh, they died on the way back, not to... Oh, well, I think they didn't specify here when his parents died. I made up the part about the opera. And I think it wasn't his parents. I think in this story, like, his brother died. But, you know, it's just convenient, like, Batman origin story relating. Okay. Let's see. Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct.
In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. On his way to kindergarten, he saw an ant died, and from that day on, he decided to avenge that ant. It could have been what happened. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Asman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim. Actually, no, they don't have a metal rim, but they have like a metal nose piece. And the metal dangly thing.
What? Metal? No. Metal? No!
We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should have also predicted that the metal-rimmed spectacles would have been found in the same place.
My hypothesis! My hypothesis!
Professor Harebrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed.
Order! 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 Council, what is the implication of this?
If, on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit.
But my hypothesis is sound. I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment that was proof of all my work.
Objection. If I could say something here, in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society. Yes, juror number 4, go ahead. As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. And that's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science.
Wait, great Scott, are you suggesting my science is suspect?
It's just been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us.
Why does he have a Erlenmeyer flask in his hand at the on the bench? Oh my god.
In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense, from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you that this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud. Now I say the wreckage of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, the machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. It's protected by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
What the devil is that blasted act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule?
I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? All right, if our options are raise an objection or wait and see, I think we have to raise an objection. No, no waiting. Objection. Professor Harebrain has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case. Yes, let's object then. Yay. But even so, what? Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing. If he would wait any longer, that dude would probably say he killed the guy straight up. I feel like he would be happy to say anything as long as it means like his experiment actually worked.
Objection!
Oh. Oh. He had an obvious reason to do exactly that. For the research grant money. If the government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculous notion plausible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators?
What would be the value of such a grant? 10 pounds? You're an order of magnitude out, madam. 500 pounds a year!
Oh, you could live handsome on that much for years.
Look at that, we've got corn. Corn has arrived.
The Society's noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science recently. And plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
No. The corn girl kind of looks like a Ghibli background character. Yes, she does. Can't you get sued if you use it for things other than research? Well, I mean, this whole thing is a bit ridiculous and elaborate, so yes, but I mean, if you're going so far to like commit murder to get money, then and make a whole deceitful thing just to get the money, then I'm sure you can also deceive like them with what you're using the money for.
No, I haven't deceived anyone, least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound, the science is sound. Please, you must believe me.
Objection!
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower.
I mean, was it really instant, or did he just get like flung across the the yard?
Which means that the experiment was a success.
Bark!
And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed this murder is the accused.
Bark.
Where is this heading? I have no idea. My lord, if I may. Yes, Lord Van Zinks. The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand. New witnesses? What would be the nature of their involvement? They were spectators of the demonstration of the exhibition, who were occupying special seats.
Eyewitnesses?
Very well. The court grants the prosecution's request. I should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident. The prosecution's stance is clear. This experiment was no postiche. The accused killed the financier victim there on the public stage before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend.
Oh, yes?
It's time for you to make your own stance clear.
There's clearly a flaw in the professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. But where does that leave me?
We shall take a short recess now, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand.
Look at that great gesture, like, hello, with his arm.
As you wish, my lord. Good. In that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
All right. The Batman of the law. Yeah, it is. To be continued, but it is only 12:16, so we will actually continue. Yeah. All right. We will continue here. Yes. All right, is that it? Okay, can I keep going? Let's go back. Okay, I think it'll just work. I think. 23rd of October. Why? 10:44 a.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber.
Mr. Naruhodo, what on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather, what on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis, amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, he has quite a fro, huh?
But you promised me. You said you proved that dreaded explosion was an accident, not murder. You said you'd keep my precious invention from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to save your life, buddy. Yes, I did make you a promise, that's right. I said that I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. The fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there?
But if I just run through some equations... Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete.
Yes. Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh no!
This guy. He is crazy.
You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster. Not just as a scientist, but as a human being.
Well... Hi, Sidetracks Gaming. Hello, hello. Oh. No. Well, that might be a little over the top.
And while we're on this subject, what about Barak?
A little late, but it's okay. It's never too late. There's always drama, and I can always explain what's been going on. Basically, this guy is accused of murder, and the guy was like thrown across, or maybe his magical experiment actually worked, and the guy was transported across to the other side. But on the other side, he has not only a broken neck, but a big stab wound in his chest. And then there is a screwdriver with blood on it, but it was left behind on the stage. So I think it couldn't have been the screwdriver that was the murder weapon. Anyway, this guy's accused of murder, but he says he didn't do it. But he's not being very helpful. Yeah, it would be good if he was actually like a bit more helpful in the investigation. Basically, he's like admitting to all kinds of crazy stuff. Not being helpful to us at all. But yeah, let's see what's going on. We're gonna go until like 1:30. That's my plan. So yeah, and he used to be friends with the prosecuting attorney. They like went to college together or something, but I think they're not friends anymore, or like they're at least like not in touch anymore. So yeah, there's some drama about that as well. My terrible like Japanese attempts. Yeah, oh my god, that was such a struggle. I need to improve my courtroom related vocabulary, I guess.
What about Barak? He's being awful. Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer.
Oh, and claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean?
He's a disaster. Not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being.
Ooh.
Oh, but no, wait. He's the Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore?
He's a human being. Glad that's cleared up. Can I double check something with you?
Yes? What?
The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved? Ooh, he looks insulted.
I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn, with the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet, but please, Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it.
Okay. All right, Professor, I understand. Counsel, defendant. The prosecution's witnesses are ready to take the stand. Court is about to be in session again. Make your way into the courtroom, please.
All right, let's go.
It all hinges on that demonstration. The professor's hypothesis is sound as he claims. It leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant. A practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible. So really, what should I be trying to prove here? Good question. I'm not sure yet either, but we're gonna find out. Hopefully. Maybe. 23rd of October, 11 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. We've got our crazy jurors. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of the court. Yeah, Sholmes is adamant that it's impossible. And I feel like he seems trustworthy in this case, perhaps? Perhaps. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witnesses to testify? The prosecution is ready, my lord. As is the defense, my lord. Yeah, what is Iris's thoughts? She also said no, that it was impossible. So I feel like if both of them, I trust Iris more on scientific things. And she, yeah, yeah. But Iris also said she thought it wasn't possible, so I believe her. I feel like it didn't happen. And that he like flew across somehow. Was like, I think he was maybe like thrown across or something. Or there has to be some other explanation. We shall see. So, Lord Van Zieks, I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes? Indeed, they did. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective. So the testimony we are about to hear can be considered highly reliable.
So what is the plan for the Apollo Justice Collection? That is a good question. Wait, is it, when is it on sale? I'm looking. When? It says early 2024. So I guess it'll be after that. It says it's being released to, yeah, early 2024 sometime. So I still have to get through the other Ace Attorney games. All right, let's see. Perfect. A detective of all people. The prosecution's stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound. Yeah, why are you so, like, supportive of this guy? And consequently, the sole person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder, oh, that's why, is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The prosecution's position is clear. So, bring forth your witnesses now. Bailiff, show the witnesses in. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally.
Alright, let's see what we got. Oh my goodness, look at these people. Oh, we've got Gina.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear.
My name is Balthazar Loon. I am the impresario of all the hot air balloons in vicinity of the Esperimento stage. Ah, hi, Toast. Oh no, we've got a German kid. I can't do German accents. No. My name is Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Ormstein. I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. I cannot do a German accent, period. So this is just gonna be so painful. I'm very rich. Inspector Gina Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective. Even Sherlock Sholmes agrees. I was on security duty at the exhibition, and I got up to go in one of them balloons. It was amazing. Oh, I forgot. I need to give her some like Cockney accent, right? Crap. Oh my god. Why the accent struggle? Oh my god. It's gonna be so hard. Okay. Yeah, I like Gina. Gina again, although she's like a troublemaker. But she did mention that she'd seen the disaster from up in a balloon, actually, didn't she? And she clearly loved every minute of it. There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time and saw events unfold from the skies above. You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of circa 60 feet. Very low. Well, you can't see... Oh my god. How can I do... How to Cockney accent? Or whatever, like the... That sort of typical, stereotypical... Oh my god. Okay. Anyway. Can't see nothing if you fly too high, can ya? 60 feet. About 18 meters then. Thank you for your introductions. Now, you will give your formal testimony for the court. Kindly describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who had a vantage point above the stage. All right. Witness testimony. Oh, I can't a nose be 12 inches long? Cause then it would be a foot. Right. That's my guess anyway. If that's not the answer. Okay, it is. Good. The view from 60 feet up. It was an incident terrible. I am only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. There's this huge bang from the stage. And then the next second, I'm just giving up on her accent now. Another bang in the sky beside us. And from amid the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. Now I'm giving him like a crazy Spanish accent. Why? I don't know. The cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. I didn't get a good look. Oh my god. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, she's got those coin skills. Because she's a pickpocket. She knows what she's doing. She has good sleight of hand. Alright.
I didn't get a good look inside the cage. No one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
That's my best terrible accent. Oh my god. So difficult.
A most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Could I just clarify something? There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now.
What?
Specifically, that there were 2 explosions?
More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places. Yes.
Ah, alright. We're getting some details here.
When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear.
Alright.
Then, as power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called birdcage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later... Oh! The second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses.
Ah, okay.
The birdcage appeared at the site of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down into the crystal tower.
I was very surprised. Suddenly a cage appeared before my eyes with a person inside.
The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide.
I'm dying. Why does he keep getting new balloons?
I still have lots of money.
What is this crazy kid?
Precisely who is this curious infant? I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently, he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the great exhibition.
Yeah.
I am here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
Gives me who is this sassy lost child. I know, he is, especially with his like, and I still have lots of money at the end.
We'll have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
Wait, how is that a benefit? Kids like have the attention span of like a gnat and are not like super analytical, so I don't think this is a benefit, but okay. Yeah, do we really need that? Exactly.
When I remove my mask, this is what I look like.
Ooh.
Ah, yes, I see. A delightful face, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so. Maybe I should give him a more high-pitched voice since he's a child. Great disguise, then. But he seems so serious.
The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the crystal tower where the victim fell.
Wait, but we still have like that crazy crossbow that we found. So there's that. Although there was no like murder weapon found like on the body, but somebody could have pulled it out, or maybe it went right through him. I don't know. That's all I got.
Therefore, only the accused, who was with Mr. Asman on the stage, could possibly have committed the murder.
Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear. So, the defense's cross-examination now, please. All right. Yes, my lord. All right, cross-examination. Imagine if it did work and the blood was somewhere else. Yeah, maybe. All right. We're just gonna press. That's what I always do. It was an incidente terrible. I am only grateful that my balloons were not damaged.
Hold it!
Hold it! Perhaps on that pizza. There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time, I understand? Si. All 3 of them, my bellissimi bambini. They're very popular, senor. Some people will pay £10 for one ride. £10? That's more than my annual stipend. £20 a month. That is my pocket money. Alright, I'll give him more high-pitched voice. Royals have all the luck. I got up there for free, I did. Played the old... I work for the Her Majesty's police card, you know? Detectives have all the luck. If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though? Because if I have too many in these guys, they could crash into each other. The operators for the balloons were decided by lots, with each operator manning a particular area. See, and the zone above the public experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other impresarios, they hate me.
Thank you, witness. I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for balloon rides at the exhibition. Perhaps we could hear more about what you actually witnessed of the incident.
Right, I can fill you in there, my lord. His hat has a flame. Oh my god, okay, I'll have to check it out. We can look at it. Oh, it does, inside! He has a balloon hat, even. Amazing. Good eye. Alright. There's this huge bang from the stage. Okay, so we gotta press her.
Hold it!
I'm not gonna try to do her. I keep trying to give her like a New Yorker accent. I feel like that would also suit her personality. It just keeps happening. So you actually saw the accident happen from up in the air? Yo, isn't it amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling you, Odo, being a lawyer's a mug game. You should join the force, and we can go flying together. Oh my god, so terrible. You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think? Everything. We saw everything, because we were up above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into the cage, and that dodgy professor pulling all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang, and the cage disappeared. Just like that.
You are describing the moment the subject's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe.
I didn't know what to make of it. But then there was another bang right in my ear. I look around and there was this huge great fireball right next to us in the sky. And there was nothing there before.
Alright, something's going on here. We gotta pursue this guy.
Excuse me!
Excuse me? Master Gotts, does your memory of the day differ? Okay. It must.
My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name.
Yes, what was it again? Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund Ormstein. Just the 4 names then. The point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remark, perhaps? Oi, get it right, Odo. It's Inspector Lestrade. Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment?
That is not what I saw.
Hey Toast, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I was taking a break for a while, but I'm basically back now. Yeah. How have you been? I've been like avoiding the heat. It is really hot here and raining basically every day. Today it was a little better, but it was quite sunny. Oh, you're good? Oh, that's so good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, there was a second explosion and it was right beside our balloon. That is true. You really want AC ASAP? Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're necessary, especially these days.
Which is what I said, isn't it? 1 minute there was nothing there. Next minute, a massive explosion.
I have another one in my bedroom, but it doesn't really work, so I stopped using it. When I use it, it's so humid that it gets like drippy. I feel like something's like wrong with it, and I tried to get the landlord to come out and fix it, but they're like, so I gave up. But the one in the living room is enough, so it's okay. Yeah, the water was condensing and like dripping out the front. It should drain out the back because there's like a drain tube, and normally AC's like drain, but mine seems to be clogged up or something. But yeah, I don't know, it's okay. I just don't use it, and then I use the one in the front only. The same one that had the wire problem. I don't think I had a wire problem, but yeah, it's the one in the bedroom's broken.
My teacher at elementary school said that when someone else is speaking, if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable.
Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy? Balloon. He buys another one.
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon?
Eh? You what? I never saw nothing like that. Well, I did. I saw it. And you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the council. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed.
Playing the blatant royalty card, are you? Typical. Says the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's police. In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testimony. In the interests of cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia. Wait. So, hold on. It was a green balloon. Oh, okay, wait a second. So, I think if we look at the... I don't think we can present it yet. Let's go through and press everything, and we'll see. But in our record, the court record, we have a scrap of green cloth that has burned edges. So for now, let's just press everything and see what happens.
Hold it!
Okay, hold it. A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that?
Of course I am. I am a proud Bohemian Prince. All these questions are making me boring.
I think you mean bored.
English is very annoying. The language of my countrymen is far superior.
I cannot do an accent, a German accent. Ragazzo, it is very wrong to lie.
Lie?
Flying balloons never explode. For the same reason, the planets never explode. It is logical. Please tell me that doesn't mean logical.
If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia.
Might I?
I will have the army come and shoot all of your stupid balloons out of the sky. All of them.
Yabai, sort it. Here you are, Your Highness. If only all international incidents were so easily resolved. Now that peaceful relations have been restored here in the courtroom, perhaps we could return to the testimony.
Did you also see the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Loon? No, I did not see the explosion myself. However, the cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower.
Hold it!
Hold it! Did you see that actually happen?
No, in reality, I did not. I saw it after it hit the tower. There was a grand confusion around the stage. I ran to see what had happened. I was terrorized by the idea that one of my balloons had crashed. I suppose they are his livelihood. But when I looked up to the sky, all my precious balloons were still there.
I saw it though. I saw it slam into the tower. After all, I am a detective now.
Then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Oh my god, I can't do it. Alright. I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
Hold it!
Alright.
Was it you who gave the order to keep people away?
Eh? Use your head, Odo. How could it have been me? I was up in a balloon, weren't I?
Right.
So, because I wasn't available, it was the boss who had to leg it over there. He was getting shoved and kicked and all over by the panicking spectators as he tried to seal off the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell you. Amazing.
Oh my god. Poor Inspector Gregson.
Anyway, I couldn't see the cage that well because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see it, to be honest. I was scared out of my wits.
Keep it together, Inspector. The prosecution really is asserting that the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was some kind of switch around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. Yeah. The two explosions would have thrown everyone watching into a panic for sure. I think I need to find out more about what exactly people saw at the time. Alright, let's see. Ah, okay. I think we should present the he says that his balloons were not damaged. However, look at this damaged thing. Right? Dejo? Right? Okay. Let's present.
Objection!
Mr. Loon, in your testimony, you said that all three of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged. Si, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions...
That's the person who's British unironically. Take them away.
What gave it away? Was it the tweed, the tea, or the sense of superiority?
What gave it away? Was it the tea, the tweed, or the tweed, the tea, or the sense of superiority? Thank you for the blurper, Lengshim. That was perfect. I'm really struggling with the accents today. They gave me some challenges. I think this guy is supposed to be Italian, maybe? I don't know. First I thought he was French because his name is like Loon, but maybe I think he's Italian. Yeah, and I can't do the German one at all. I think it's ending up being like half Russian, half like something else. And I always struggle with Gina's. But I can't really do hers any other way because of the way they write it in the text, but it's okay. Ganbarimasu. Alright. See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions, it would have been terrible. That's like French. I wonder if you might know what this is. I think it may be... See, part of a balloon, a burnt piece of the fabric of the envelope. Sorry, the envelope? Pardon. That is the large round part of the balloon, which becomes filled with hot air. It is made from very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want it to rip. You do not want it to rip when you are in the sky. Just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified, a green balloon did indeed explode that day. Eh? If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence. No! Oh no, all his balloons went away. If a balloon exploded that day, why didn't the man just say so? Maybe everyone on board was killed. Oh no! Having just spent 10 whole pounds for the experience, how awful. Seems to me like those things crashed 50% of the— Uh-oh. The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on the stage. The point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon. Causing the balloon to explode? Yes, eminently plausible. An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were. But it changes nothing about the pertinent facts.
Hold it!
This I cannot accept. Why not, Mr. Loon? You're suggesting that I'm a lawyer. A liar, not a lawyer. He's a liar.
That person's died in a balloon incidente.
It's back. Yeah, the balloons came back. There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day. That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There was no such balloon in the sky. It is non possible. You're saying it's impossible? Why? This court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
Objection!
Objection. But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon. I concur. There is clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye.
More than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise.
Bonjour, oui, je suis espagnol comme un paella. Oui, hon paere sunder omelette de ratatouille magique chat bagatti accordion pinched fingers.
I almost choked on my water when I saw like the Italian hand. I love that they have that as an emoji. Actually, recently I've been watching, there's this YouTube channel of this like American and Italian couple that got married. They're very charming. I think the premise of their channel is a lot of his like their interesting cultural exchange. There's always like a running gag about like he can't like not use his hands. Yeah, the husband is Italian. Yeah, I think it is a thing. I've seen like I've also seen a video where they're like, you can tell who's Italian because they would like pan to them without them knowing like that they're being filmed, and the Italians are always like waving their hands wildly while talking to other people. They're so expressive. Like other people are expressive with their voices, but Italians really do use their hands so much.
It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, you will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition. Ah, grazie, my lord. Okay, he's definitely Italian. Grazie. All right, witness testimony. Mr. Loon's balloons. As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an explosion, what a catastrophe!
Well, you can't get away from the fact that a burnt up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can ya? The coppers at the yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
Ministrina? Oh, the breaking... There's been a lot of drama on the internet about, don't break the spaghetti, right? Recently. I don't know where that came from, but it seems to be such a thing right now.
This stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway.
I'm still making him French. I just... That's my only, like, accent I can do. It's my only, like, foreign language accent I can do. So your assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you.
Si, exactamente. If he even saw a balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It is very bad for business.
Louisiana French me home. Yeah, I can't do any like foreign language accents on English. And I can only do like limited English accents. I think the Irish one I can do okay. The like ridiculous Irish one. And like fancy British, I think I do okay. Southern accent, I can do. Yeah, I can do Southern accent. And I can do like California Valley Girl, of course. Aw, thank you. I try. It's hard. You have to like really like get into it's all entertainment in it. In it. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to like get into to shift back and forth. I think is quite difficult, right? So like to switch from one to the other. If once I get in the groove with one, I can do it for a while. But shifting back and forth is always a struggle for me too. It's fun though. I like it. Maybe in my free time when I'm home alone, I will try doing like foreign language accents. Maybe. Yeah, I have to shift.
I do not like the sound of it. It is very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war. All out war.
What an angry little child. I like his hair though. He's happy to like get a balloon every time. I think he means war. I hope he doesn't mean there's gonna be war. If you're familiar with that. Not that I'm familiar with that, but I've heard about it.
What happened to all that war?
Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying. But that doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here. If the defense is...
If the defense is unable to find fault with the witnesses' statements, the court must consider them the truth. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
The situation has clearly changed now. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witnesses.
Wait, I thought there's just one. Oh, well, I guess the little kid's talking a bit too. All right. Mr. Loon's balloons. You know what we're gonna do? Press, press, press. All right. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. Did it though? Did it? You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe? Somehow I don't think so. They seem really expensive. Senor, I might not notice if I was given 100 lentils and one was missing. But we are talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so grand and expensive?
I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I had the report here. It clearly says a total of 3 balloons.
Okay. It would appear no mistake has been made then. So it's somebody else's balloon. A mystery balloon? Surely Miss Lestrade could have been sent for such a menial task.
What? Me? I'll tell you what I told the boss. Eastern kids like me can only count up to 2.
Really?
Obviously that ain't true, but boss brought it and said you have to go himself in that case.
Oh, he bought it, not brought it. Oops. Alright. So all 3 of the balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to ground in explosion, it is a catastrophe. Alright.
Hold it!
Same thing. Yeah, good enough, good enough. It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On that note, Mr. Loon, tell me. What is it that keeps these balloons in the sky? Wait, you don't know how balloons work? I mean, I guess not. This was back in the day, right? Are you an idiota? Sorry? That is like asking why does a candle burn bright? Segue. It burns bright because it burns bright, and a balloon flies because it flies. What else? Wait, that is not an answer. It flies because hot air rises and you put hot air in the balloon. Duh. But okay. That must be Italian for I don't know. Wait, how does he not know? I had to add permitted term idiota. That's funny. Alright. There are 2 types of flying balloons. Hot air balloons and gas balloons. Oh, that's true. I guess it could be like a helium balloon or like hydrogen. They used to do hydrogen. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air, whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using a gas that is lighter than air. See, and my balloons are filled with the same magic gas, I believe. Hydrogen. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's why there's explosion, like the Hindenburg. I don't know if you guys know about the Hindenburg, but yeah, we don't have hydrogen balloons anymore for that reason. That was a bad accident. Yeah, lighter than air, but highly explosive. Good lord. I do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like fire. Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode. What is the matter with you, senor? All that comes out of your mouth is esplosione, esplosione. I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be, or I cannot eat. None of my balloons exploded that day, I am completely sure. But if you still say that is what happened, you must show me the proof. Alright, so Mr. Loon had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged, then what was the one that exploded? That is a good question. Alright, so you can't get away from the fact that a burned bit of cloth was found at the scene. That's right, let's press. Okay. The one carrying the cage, exactly, right? Exactamundo. I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues? Nah, I'm not into picking up stuff off the ground, me. Always works out way better diving into people's pockets instead. Oh, so much for the new career path. Mind you, boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is though, cage went crashing into the crystal tower, didn't it? That's where most of the investigating was going on. Even so, I would have thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence. Oh, listen to you. You stumble across a bit of balloons and you're the brightest investigator in the world. Pardon? Well, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to. I wouldn't put it past her. Come to think of it, there
There was talk of some scorching on the ground at a meeting we had about the investigation.
Ooh, alright, alright. Alright. The coppers of the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage. Or was it?
Hold it!
Hold it! There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there?
Yeah, some of the cubs were watching the experiment were caught in a blast and injured. Good job the old contraption didn't keel over, eh?
Now she's becoming Australian. I hadn't even considered that. Wait, if it was that dangerous, why'd they let us go up on it to investigate? Good lord.
It seems there was great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of the envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions.
Oh, like me swiping all his fish and chips, eh?
The man's sole pleasure.
None of these matters. That scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente. This stupido ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway.
Hold it!
Press!
You mean the color is wrong?
Si, senor. I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse.
And yet, a piece of green cloth was found at the scene, and it's unmistakably from a balloon.
Well, I do not know how that can be.
Wait, why is he sweating?
It's sus. It's sus.
For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question.
Why not?
There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park operating from before the Great Exhibition.
He's even carrying a green balloon in court. This is a fair point.
One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree. You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition?
Si, exactamente. As the senor says, it is not from one of my balloons. Clearly, this little ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken about what he saw. Okay, let's see what you have to say, buddy.
Excuse me!
Excuse me. Is something wrong, Master Gotts?
It's Master Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund Ormstein.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear all over Bohemia.
You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. Always the balloon, always. If you do not have evidence, ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh? Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments.
Evidence? What is this evidence?
To give a simple explanation, young man. A photograph, for instance, some tangible proof of what you claim.
Well, why didn't you say so sooner? I have the photograph here.
Good gracious!
What?
I had not been up in a balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs. Of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hot eel cellar.
Oh man, eels. Stewed eels, the classic British food that does anyone actually like? I don't think so. Maybe. I think there's some still in business.
The balloon.
Gotts is kind of cute when he's excited and not threatening to start a war. And the instantaneous kinesis experiment? Did you take a picture of that? Yeah, jellied eels. Oh my god. Strong no. Like, I like unagi and anago. Those are good. But, oh my god, yeah. Like, jellied eels or whatever it is, like that British dish. I've seen pictures and I'm like,
No, strong no, looks terrible. Yeah, one picture. Really, you did take one.
But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us the photograph?
Of course. And then you will see. You will see that I am not lying. That I really did see a green balloon.
Yeah, boiled eel surrounded by a lot of gel. Yeah. So gross. I'm not a big fan of like back in the day there was like a lot of meat dishes that were like meat in like aspic. I don't like it. So maybe it's just kind of from like that previous time in culinary history, but man, not for me. Yeah, British cuisine at its finest. Oh, your former family love their aspic. Yeah, I don't like aspic. It's not good.
Well, I see you are all too shocked to speak.
Yes, I think shocked is indeed the word, young man.
Hi, XSO. You're home? Hi, home.
Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it was a green balloon from this photograph, but that is not my fault. That is the fault of this stupid person who made the camera.
Whoa!
I like how it's the ace with like the umlauts. Nice. That is one very bohemian sounding cry. Whoa! I can't make a. What is a bohemian sounding cry? I don't know. Yeah, those the umlauts, right? The little dots, double dots. Very well. The court will accept this photograph as evidence. Alright, we've got the photograph. Taken by Gotts whilst he was riding in a balloon, it shows another balloon that he claims was green and exploded moments after he took the shot. Alright, let's check it out.
It's not my fault. It is the fault of the person who made the camera.
Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph? Oh, look, he's crying. Poor kid. He's really sad.
Well, it was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang. And a hot wind rushed over my face.
That means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred. Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing.
I could not give the flying fig.
Lovely language you picked up. Alright. As I thought, Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young Bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon. But Mr. Loon vehemently denies the possibility. And it's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number that were in the air. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. Alright, let's look at the photo. And then we can go back and decide where we want to present the photo. Yeah. Alright, let's look at these here. Let me look at our new photo here. So we have like a... It's empty. Huh. Okay. There's no one in here. That is mysterious. We can see the guy is inside here. And here's Mr. Hairbrain. Alright. But it's empty, which is weird. Okay. Let's go back. Bolt? You can see a bolt? Okay, let's look at it again then. Bolt? I don't see a bolt on the balloon. You mean like this thing that's flying towards the balloon? I couldn't tell. Yeah, it looks like something is going up from the ground here. Yeah. It could. I wonder if someone shot the balloon. Ooh, maybe that's what the crossbow was for. Maybe the crossbow was to shoot the balloon. Ah. Yeah, I think the 2D artwork's really nice. They do a great job on like all the little pictures that they make up. Yeah, I like it. I like all the artwork in general, but alright, I think not this one. I think maybe it's the yeah, this one. Okay. This is contradictory, so I think we can present the picture here because he said all the balloons are carrying passengers, but then this one has no passengers, so we'll present this one. Yeah. Okay.
Objection!
Alright, objection!
Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gotts took can't tell us the color of the balloon. But it can tell us something else. Something crucially important. What? It shows that the pictured balloon wasn't carrying any passengers. My goodness, you're right. But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. There'd be no sense in it otherwise. See, they are for pleasure, for seeing the view. My balloons only fly with passengers. Which tells us that the pictured balloon isn't one of them. So, when the incident occurred that day, there was a fourth balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage. The mysterious green balloon. I know nothing, niente. I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine. Oh wow, look at his head is like going crazy. There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing. See, the competizione, trying to steal my profits. I did not notice because of the esperimento that went wrong on the stage. This fourth balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Asman was beamed from the stage below.
Right, some scraps that fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks. They didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down. Cause no one was in it, I didn't get no attention.
A mysterious fourth balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
Yeah, it's empty. It's super sus, right? Is it just to like provide a distraction? What is it for? This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one, operated by some rogue trader. Clearly, it has nothing to do with the case. Wait, but there is more, right? Because you could see it getting shot, right? Like so you pointed out. Its relevance does elude me, I must say. This court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded. What? Yeah, it's stupid that there's no one in the balloon, so it's not a business, right? Yeah, it could only be there for nefarious purposes. Corn, yeah. I know. I was so excited to see the girl eating the corn. Really? Have we got to the truth yet? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it? Yeah, of course there's more. Of course there's more.
Objection!
Yeah, I love that corn is pervasive across all games. At least so far.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. The photograph from Master Gotts may well be hiding one more vital clue. What's that? A vital clue?
Objection!
Ooh, objection. Alright.
We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now, so tell the court. What exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove?
I'm gonna say the cause of the explosion. Yeah, it's gotta be the cause of the explosion. Because you see like the thing shooting up towards it. Yeah.
We can reasonably assume that the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was not my fault.
Evidently. Because the birdcage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying.
No, I don't think so.
And the balloon being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
Objection!
I don't think so. I think because it was shot from the crossbow thing.
No, that's not what happened. What?
It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense, you will highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph for the court.
Of course, my lord. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. And what's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have.
Yeah, the crossbow.
In a way that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. The clue that heavily suggests the real reason the balloon exploded is...
It's right here. Right here.
Take that!
Take that!
The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon. Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on the film.
I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort.
If you look with the magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is.
Yes?
Goodness, what is that?
Undeniably, some flash of light, yes!
Oh golly, do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a finer day. I believe we may be looking at fire. A bolt of fire heading straight for the balloon, like an arrow. Indeed, even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. My word! Are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon?
Objection!
Oh no.
That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Objection!
Objection!
Actually, has the corn girl said anything? No. I think she made like commentary literally one time. And like, I don't understand why there's corn. I mean, I'm not complaining about the corn, but I don't understand the corn. I will say that.
Actually, it's my opinion
Yeah, she's cute.
that a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how that is
exactly what did happen. Yeah, she's too busy eating corn to participate in the case. She's just an NPC. Just hanging.
What evidence? If such evidence exists, counsel, then for goodness sake, present it, man. Which evidence explains this mysterious streak of flame that appears to be headed directly for the balloon?
It's gotta be the crossbow, baby. Let's go.
Take that!
Take that!
This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene.
Good lord! Is that a crossbow?
Don't talk with your mouth full. That's true. Yeah, maybe she's just being polite.
An arrow dipped in oil and set alight
could have been shot from this weapon, sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon. Are you suggesting that crossbow was used to deliberately...
Blimey, you're right. That streak of light in the photos looks just like an arrow, doesn't it?
Then the explosion of the balloon, it was very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside it. No! But yes. Order! Order! Council, this is an extraordinary supposition. If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question. The noise of the discharge? Of course. That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could have been fired at the balloon silently.
Well, yeah, if someone had shot a gun off from the exhibition grounds, it would cause a real panic.
But with the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway, no? I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but something feels wrong.
Objection!
Do you understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend? If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued...
Ah, hi 100-mile runner. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Wait a minute. What are you really saying here? I don't get it. Was a birdcage beamed up into the sky after all? Or what?
My goodness me. Now I understand. That's what the sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along. What? Did I just hear that correctly, Council? There's no going back now. The horse has bolted.
Alright, here's his crazy theory.
Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage and the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. But why? I think you'll all agree it's entirely plausible that what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day. Good grief.
The drama!
Objection!
Oh, okay.
This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's child's play, a contemptible display of stage magic. Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said that the experiment was a scientific impossibility, in which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day. And in any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the crystal tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that?
Herlock Sholmes stay winning. Yeah.
If I may put in a word as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception. Yeah, dummy, right? Juror number 3. I love how the jurors just randomly participate in the case. All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr. Osmond. And having this other man appear on stage to front the show as a body double.
Ah, yes, of course. So in fact, Mr. Asman must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture.
Or maybe he was already dead. Not necessarily.
The explosive force of the balloon gas would very much depend on the mixture ratio.
Juror number 4. Oh, so he's saying that okay.
Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered.
I mean, being inside even like a mildly explosive balloon would be bad, but regardless, you can't breathe if there's no oxygen in there. So, yeah. But I guess he doesn't have to breathe, it just has to have a body, right? Juror 4 seems to be a bit of an expert. I guess he's a scientist, so maybe it's okay?
Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns that would be unavoidable, but not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible.
Yeah, he's a member of like the science organization or something. Well, yeah, you could fill with oxygen, but oxygen is also super oxygen, yeah, is quite flammable too, so you need some like inert gas in there. So everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. So I guess they're saying it's okay if it exploded as long as it was like partially helium so that it wouldn't burn the body too badly. I think they're agreeing that he was already dead when he was inside the balloon. I think. We'll see. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instantaneous kinesis had occurred.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Asman, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time. Oh yeah, but I wonder if the actual Reaper of the Bailey killed the defendant because he's the one that he had just gotten away with like doing bad stuff, and like all of the jurors had been bought off, and like we know that the Reaper of the Bailey doesn't let anybody get away, so maybe he killed him. But then Van Ziek says that he's not the one that's doing the killing of people, so who is it? Maybe we'll find out in this case. Let's see. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Lord Van Zieks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrain is a suspect now.
Hold it!
Oh, who is this? What? Oh, alright.
Mr. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you.
Professor?
But you can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please.
Sorry?
What's all this about, Mr. Harebrain?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like he's gonna confess.
I, Albert Harebrain, hereby confess.
Oh, he is.
That it was me who stabbed Mr. Odi Asman.
Wait.
Yes, it was me, with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver.
Oh, he's trying to confess so that it doesn't, so that like it doesn't come out that his experiment was a failure. He would rather like he would rather like get charged with murder than be a scientific failure, I guess.
What are you doing?
That's my guess, anyway.
Order! 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 Defendant, explain this sudden confession.
Objection.
Objection. Yeah, this is BS.
Yeah, I agree. This is crazy.
Professor Harebrain, what are you talking about?
It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine. You stand there and claim it was all a trick, all an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No, you'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would be all over.
Wait, why would it be all over? Like, if you examine the machine, wouldn't you know if it works or not? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Your hair's kind of like hairbrains right now. Oh no. Wait, I mean, it is kind of glorious, to be honest.
My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it.
It's clear that you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you were duped, Professor. If you'll just let me—
Barack!
You wish I still had that much hair? It is a lot of hair. But sometimes a lot of hair is like it's a lot to deal with, right?
Yes.
I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please, ensure the Special Dispensation from Scientific Equipment Act is adhered to and protect my creation.
Everyone's like, what? Oh, the glass is coming out. All right, I got my notes. We're gonna see. Met my Syrian barber at the shop the other day, and he booked you for a haircut without asking. Wow. But I mean, he knows you well, I guess.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice at this critical juncture.
Yeah, I agree. Naruto is the most patient man on earth right now. He's been dealing with like BS left and right. Crazy kids, like declaring war. And like, he always has the most like self-destructive defendants.
Alright. Here's to my learned Nipponese friend. What? And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in the light of the accused's confession.
Yeah, it's the one no one wants. That's true.
Do you intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder.
Oh wow, he like crushed it. He still didn't drink out of it though, he just like smells it. All right, we've got, so far in this case, 2 broken glasses, 1 broken bottle. I'm keeping a record.
Any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the professor's hypothesis preserved.
Oh no.
Well, counsel, what is the defense's official position on this matter?
What Professor Harebrain, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt.
Yeah, if we fail, then he's gonna get like convicted of murder, and then I assume he'll be hanged or whatever they do at that time for punishment.
Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence, or do I uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust.
You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend? Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind?
We still haven't figured out why he's so racist. I want to know also, like, who killed his family.
Mr. Naruhodo. There's no escape here. I have to make a choice. But it's an impossible one. I have to give up on something. But what?
The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was... which one should I say? Which one should I say? I'm gonna say it's a conjuring trick because I think that's like a better way of him, yeah, because this seems like I'd rather tell like the truth and get my client off, cause yeah, that's my job. If he's dead, then it doesn't matter if I kept his secrets or not, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Oh wait, he's not saying anything? Wait, what's happening?
Oh, no. I can't say it. My client placed his faith in me. I just can't let him down.
Okay, maybe I chose the wrong answer.
What must I give up on is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? What?
Susato-san! Hello again, Mr. Naruhodo. It's been far too long. Susato-san! But what are you... Hiya!
The Susato takedown.
My first Susato takedown in 6 months. There will be time to talk later, Mr. Naruhodo. For now, we must concentrate on that task at hand.
Yeah, waifu vision.
Which is working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Okay. Professor Hairbrain. Yes?
Yesterday, you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too.
Mr. Naruhodo is an M? Wait, what's an M? Oh, wait, I know what it is. You mean like S and M M?
Yeah, yes, of course.
I think he might be. He does like the Susato takedowns a little too much. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Asman.
He's a millimeter. You know, M is a meter, right?
I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must both pursue now.
Alright. Bottle number 2 broken. I'm marking it down.
So, you finally opened your eyes.
Wait, what? You were saying the whole time that it was legit. Yeah.
What? And it's for you. Albert, you can't ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, don't you have something to say? Does he?
Barack.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before.
He looks crushed.
In truth, there is one thing, something I've remembered that's of relevance.
What?
On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage.
Yeah, why? What did the bottle do to him? I feel like he's had a lot of bottles and they've done a lot of things to him.
A man holding that crossbow.
I beg your pardon.
Oh my goodness.
Can he identify it? Professor,
Did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like?
Tall. Taller than me. And thinner than me. With straight hair. Straighter and whiter than mine.
Someone's gonna have to clean up all this broken glass. Yeah, it's definitely not Lord Van Zeeks. That guy just DGAF.
Let me see. One less lens than me too. A monocle. A rather stylish black monocle. But one thing in particular will help to positively identify the man. You see, I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention.
What? He built the machine?
That's right. Mr. Osmond introduced me to him a year ago. He's a man by the name of
Enoch Drebber. Enoch Drebber? Does this name mean something? Members of the jury seem flustered. Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That man's an abomination. Not a name any conjurer wishes to hear either. Who on earth is he? I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of this nature that I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but staged trickery in the end. Obviously, the rascal is after the government's research grant money. When magicians are in need of money, I have heard them resorting to these underhand tactics. Some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before. The man's both an engineer and a magician. Yes, we're dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster here. That's Enoch Drebber for you. All right. Shocking.
So it does seem that he knows his machine is bogus, but now we have to find this guy. Like this XSL here? No.
So it's true then. My invention, my great machine, it was just a grand illusion.
Considering what we've just heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely.
Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume.
I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen, but at the same time, I knew that if it was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a work of deception, then everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified of the prospect.
So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built? And the true nature of Mr. Drebber? Okay, I have to say, would you ever build a machine that could do like magical move things from here to there and not try it out on like small items first? Like, you know, a block of wood or even like a mouse. Like, is this the first time he ever like looked at it closely or tried it, and you're gonna try it on a human being? That's like ridiculous. Yeah, it seems like the machine was complete con artist production. So
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
you're not a good scientist if you're not doing lots of tests, but fair enough, like whatever. It's entirely possible that Mr. Osmond and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money. He's so sad.
When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Drebber had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore.
So sad. So sad. Maybe your old buddy can cheer you up.
Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act?
Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry.
Oh. Sorry you're a failure, buddy. But hey, you might actually get to, like, continue living, so that's something.
It would appear that we have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Van Zieks.
My lord.
Hairburn is turning out to be slightly redeemable in the end. Yeah, at least he has, like, seen reason. I thought he was gonna, like, die on that hill, but evidently he was persuaded. Yeah, failures are just, more data, really.
The court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in this matter is critical.
Yes, Mr. Drebber.
Gather information about the man. If possible, I should like him served with a subpoena.
With pleasure, my lord.
Now, counsel for the defense.
Yes, my lord.
When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you.
This would be juror 3 and 4 can't stay as they know his past actions. You would think that, but that's not how this that's not how this courtroom works.
Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused.
I understand.
Good. In that case, this court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
All right. Are we gonna go back to the front? Okay, looks like this will be like a little bit, and then we're gonna wrap this up, and I will end this stream after this like last little bit. I think we're gonna have like a little bit of a chit chat before we adjourn for the day. So let's like wrap this part up. Let's see.
23rd of October, 1:36 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber.
No, I think this is just wrapping up this section. Because this has all been like trial part 1, so I guess we're gonna have to go do some investigation after this. We'll see.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Or maybe it's trial part 2, because we did 2 parts today, actually.
Ah, yes? I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess.
Oh,
how did it ever come to this?
I'm happy to provide your dose.
I'm so sorry.
Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean. About what he was really constructing.
Naturally. That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, of all my hopes and dreams. I had complete faith in it.
All right. In that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands. So we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow.
Well, thank you for doing so much for me.
Susato! I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo.
Arriving late?
And didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I'd arrive.
Postcard? What postcard?
I hid it from you, Runo, so that it would be a surprise. Well, did it work?
I was surprised, all right, especially when she threw me to the ground.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out.
Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in future? Visual.
Susie's train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see. But we made the coachman really whip the horses hard, so she didn't miss the whole trial.
Oh geez, that doesn't sound very nice. I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh,
Having you at my side in court gives me the strength I need to win. Yeah, because she's smarter than you. Although he's doing a lot better these days, I would say. So, I'm delighted to see you back in London.
oh, you're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I can continue to be of service to you.
Of course. So, what's brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest?
Let's save all that conversation for when we're back at home, shall we? You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever for this special occasion.
Oh, Iris, how wonderful! I can't wait.
Susato-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time, but despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. Yes, to be continued. Alright, and that's where we're gonna wrap it up for today. Let me do the saving. Save the progress! Yes. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let me get out of here. We'll go back to the title screen and then I'll find someone to raid and that'll be it for the day. Alright. Back to title. I always get paranoid, so I like double save it. Even though I think it's fine. But better safe than sorry. Or better saved than sorry. Alright, let's see. Who can we raid today? Let me see who's on. Not many people are on. We could raid Lime Jello Monster. I haven't raided her in a long time. She's playing Tears of the Kingdom. And otherwise, there's people playing Apex that I know, but that's about it. So I think it's gonna be... Otherwise, Catertier, who does like rigging and animation stuff, is on, but right now she looks like she's just doing like reaction video stuff, so maybe we'll raid Lime Jello Monster. Alright. That's my plan for now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out today, and we got pretty far. We finished 2 sections, so next time we will be doing investigation part 2. Oh, do you have a suggestion, XSL? I only saw Catertier on, but she's only doing like reaction stuff right now, so I didn't feel like rating her, but thank you for the clip. Nice. All right, let me see. She's doing art. Art's always good. I wanted to find more art streamers too. I like putting them on when I just want to chill. All right, sure, why not? I don't know anything about her, but let's give her a try. I trust XSL's recommendation.
Alright, I haven't raided someone new in a while, so. Yeah, it's a bit late. I streamed quite late for me today, so. Well. Oh, no. Sorry, she's disabled raids. So we can't go there. So I guess it's gonna be Lime Jello Monster after all. I don't know. It says the target channel has disabled raids. So I'm not able to... You can choose to do that, right? Or you can say you only want raids from channels over a certain number of people or something. But yeah, you can choose to disable raids. It is what it is. It's alright. Alright. We will do... Oh yeah, it is a thing. Okay, so yeah, we'll go see Lime Jello Monster, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll be back on Thursday, as usual. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your weekend and week, and I will see you Thursday, if not before. Until then, please enjoy corn. It's corn season in real life, after all. Alright, see you guys.